Hmm. Let me do some. Let me do my dailies. There's it. Hello. All right, the Discord ping. Thank you, thank you. I feel like all hard, like, I mean, I'm alluding it with the thumbnail, but I feel like the scenario is really awkward to play without like 2 or 3 wit cards. At least personally, I feel that it's like really annoying to go through because you just rest. Well, you just have to like use so much energy on the spirit bursts that I've just been kind of getting annoyed trying to improve my aces. So I'm kind of phoning it in for the CM. I don't know, it's just it's just been mad annoying. Like, you do a burst, then you have to get your energy back. You're not a big fan of the scenario as a whole. Yeah, it's still a lot of RNG even with like, you know, a wit deck. You beat the on the race PvP. Yeah, as long as you have enough, honestly, anything can, like, I mean, obviously you still need speed, but as long as you have the stamina for the course, like, you should be able to win it. Because they put in, like, a 760 stam, 1 gold Uma. So, like, I mean, the other, like, the NPCs don't really matter. But, yeah, you should, hopefully, like, as long as you have enough stam and, like, maybe 200 more speed, like 800 to 900 speed, you should be able to do the legend race. Just because they're just on 760 stam with 1 gold. This track is just too long for, like, even if it proc swinging, like, as long as you have more stamina than them, you should be able to beat them out for the, at the last spurt. Yeah, I don't know, I think at least, like, wit decks, it just feels a lot better playing the scenario. It's just like anytime, like any deck that doesn't have like 2 wit cards just feels really annoying to play. Way more consistent at churning out aces. Actually, I don't know why I'm trying to buy that. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a lot of glue points. Like, you know, lose a team trials, runs over, on top of like inspirations. It's not like I don't know. I just think, like, specifically for a long track, I just don't enjoy doing the aces for it. Alright. Now I gotta do my daily races. 2 ends plus frontrunner, air groove debuffer. You could, yeah. The only thing, like, I think, like, another reason why I'm kind of burnt out on... What is this? Oh, this is my team trials. I think another reason why I'm burnt out on this scenario is because I don't own... Who am I trying to say? Suzuka. Like, I feel like the only thing that, like, is interesting for for this cut, or like this CM, is doing like a runaway build, and otherwise it's just like I'm on gold ship, right? Like, I think I'm closing in on 100 million fans on gold ship. I have like 180 runs on her. Let me see. It's in Trainer Hall. 72 million. 181. And I probably have like 50 gold chips that I quit out. because I just didn't want to finish the run. Yeah, not being able to clock the Unity runs feels bad. I mean, it's like I can improve my aces, right? Like my gold chip could have 300 more stats. It just... It's just like it doesn't improve that much when... I mean, wit is like the main thing I would want to improve, just because no stopping me is so important. Why can't I access my veterans? Huh? Okay. Let me see. I just recently glued everything, but I do need to go back and like actually glue these parents that I'm coping on. But it's like, yeah, like obviously, you know, I could have, you know, 2 more skills. Ramp up's not that great. I could probably get like 2 more skills and like 300 more stats between everything. It's just 200 extra power maybe would win me like 2 more races out of the 80, because just the extra power could help you push up to the person in front of you to hit no stopping me. It's just like, I don't know, I've just been getting annoyed at this scenario. Yeah, I'm running this gold chip, this Brian on late. Now, I think if you have Suzuka, you can't run an end closer. Like, it's really hard for an end closer to win due to the lack of like mid race with a Suzuka. It's just awkward because like I don't want to build front runners, so a Suzuka also enables a front runner. So I'm like at an impasse if I were to run one. But the best team would probably be her and just double pace, or it's her and double front, or sorry, her front and a pace. But I probably just, instead of doing a front runner, I do a pace chaser. This is the Brian that I'm bringing. Not that strong. I think she has like in like room matches, it's like gold chip probably has like in like the actual competitive room matches, gold chip probably has like a 30% win rate. Brian maybe gets sub 10%. And then my Super Crake, like, it kind of sucks as I missed like 100 speed. My Super Crake does decently in rooms, in like Suzuka rooms, just because, well, except Daiwa. I have a really hard time being able to Daiwa that proximally in Maestro. But I definitely think like this Super Creek helps me in rooms where there's a really strong runaway, or a really strong front runner even. Only thing that sucks about this one is, you know, obviously the 100 speed. Like, super annoying that I just got no speed trainings at the end. But yeah, I'm missing like the 100 speed, and then I would have really liked Uma stand for runaway rooms, but Uma stand also hurts in pace promote rooms, like if there is no runaway or front runners. So I'm not like too mad about losing out on Uma stand. I'm more so annoyed that I dropped 100 speed. I do have double circle right-handed, which was a lot of SP to buy, but it does bring me up to 1060 or 1160. What was the deck? 2 speed, 3 wit. Like, this is the deck you should be running for, I think, the next medium track. Obviously, like, if you have fine motion, Tachyon would probably also be better to try to get the medium corner stuff, like Tachyon over Marvelous Sunday. But like this, I feel like is a pretty, well, not free-to-play friendly, right? Obviously, I have a level 35 Rico and a max limit break Kitasen Black. But I think like a step above like free-to-play, this is like, obviously, also Super Creek has really good growth rates, right? She has speed wit. This is why I kind of want to be like a slight analysis. What about power though? You drop stamina by 200. This was a pure stamina inheritance. So I would just shift the 200 stamina that I inherited into power, and it would be 1200, like 800 max wit. Like, you do not need 909 stam on a medium track. You would just shift all your inheritances to power. I mean, like, wait, where's my... Like, this is the one I brought for... Actually, this one was not that great of a run, because I had to borrow my Rico instead of borrowing Pegasus. Because if I was able to borrow Pegasus here, replace Super Creek, like, the stat line would look a little better. Like, this is the one I had for the last medium track, right? And this one, obviously, is a little overstamped as well, because it has 2 golds. Like, I think this is, like, what you should be looking for something like this. or something like that. Ogre that I have for CM7. More wit over power is stronger for late slash pace. I think it's good to go for like an even split. Super Creek has like a speed and wit growth rate, so that's why the wit is so much higher. Like if you're running an Uma that doesn't have a wit growth rate, then it would probably just be like 800, which I think is better. Super Creek just has 15% in wit, so that's why the numbers are so high. Like this is the run I was trying to emulate, but I was doing this run for the team trials, which was really annoying. I was doing this for a medium runner on team trials, so I couldn't grab no stopping me because I already grabbed clairvoyance at the start, and I was like trying to emulate this. I also did, actually I don't even know where my inheritances were, some random mumbo jumbo, but I was never able to replicate it, and I think I just got like, I'm just burnt out from the CM. Is Fimo or Pegasus a better borrow for the medium CM? It depends. I don't think you can hit max speed off of 2 speed cards if there aren't like Kitas and Pegasus. Like I'd rather run 3. Actually, 3 speed 2 wit's not that bad. 2 wit's really nice just because like a lot of times you can get double rainbows, which is very helpful. But yeah, like it should just be like the stats, try to max out speed and probably don't need this much wit, and then instead of stam you inherit power. Can't hit max speed on 3 cards without Pegasus. Yeah, well I mean that's why like you bring wit cards, right? Because the wit cards also train speed. But Pegasus feels really strong, or just like any really strong SSR speed card is very strong. Does what's her name, Top Gun come out for the CM? No, Top Gun's with Christmas Ogre, right? Top Gun's also a pretty good speed card. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the wit like the SR wit cards are really strong. So they've been feeling pretty nice. I'll pull up Game Tora. Sports. Like this card's actually pretty good at max limit break to borrow. 5% raise bonus kind of sucks, but that's the same thing as Kitasen. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be out in time. Well, I mean, it'll be out during the CM. But Top Gun has really good stats. I guess 15 friendship gauge at the start is kind of annoying. She has so much specialty priority, and with the hint levels, like it kind of makes up for the lack of friendship gauge. Because if you get, I guess if it's Unity training, you don't get the friendship points from like finding the hint, right? Did you ignore the scenario link for Super Creek and Cafe? If you're not able to hit your stats, yes. Like, I think I can pull up my gold chip. I think I glued the gold chip that I had using the speed power deck, but like it's a lot higher cap, right? Because you can hit probably like 100. If I got like the RNG that I got on this run, except with Rice Shower and like Kishi Amazon instead of King Halo, I could probably get like 100 more power. It's just a lot more like variance. It's a much bigger RNG deck than like running something like Speed Stam. So it's hard to say like should you ignore it? Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd like I feel like Pegasus is strong. I guess like Sweep and Windy are somewhat strong, but if you're running 2 speed cards, I feel like Sweep and Windy can't pull the weight on the as it. I've been slightly lost though, because I've been thinking about making Ogre a late surger or Christmas Ogre a late surger, just because running Flash might for the late surger stuff might be better. Also, like, I don't know if Christmas Ogre on pace can win against a runaway. It seems like Suzuka has been very strong. I think friends have always been somewhat strong here. But I don't know. I've been kind of lost on how I want to build Christmas Ogre. Because I don't know if... Actually, here, let me do the untranslated version. Right? Because it's inheriting Let's Pump Some Iron over Duty of Dignity Calls. Because Duty of Dignity Calls is really good on pace and front because it clips into the late race. Like, even if you activate it as soon as... Well, it's going to activate as soon as possible. Assuming that like there is one late surger in your lobby. I guess pace, it might be hard if there's a runaway. But it clips into the late race, so you don't have to deaccelerate after the effect of it. Is there a way to counter runaway Suits without bringing your own? Hit a murmur somehow. I think the murmur proc rate's like 10% if there's a runaway in the lobby. There's not much you can really do besides like hitting a murmur. Pace doesn't hit it. Yeah, that's why I'm worried. That's why I'm saying like I think I'd rather just build her as a late surger. I mean, I'd rather build her as a late surger with Let's Pump Some Iron and use. But I don't know if Christmas Miracle Run, like the target speed increase, would shoot her above 6th place too often. That's the other thing though, like with Christmas Miracle Run triggering here, like you should be able to push up in front. I just don't know if you can clip Duty of Dignity Calls before the late race. I don't think like a traditional pace without as like infinite, well not infinite, but a whole bunch of mid race can realistically hit it. Is end bad for Christmas Ogre? There's no upside like to running her end, I feel. I guess, like, for the Let's Pump Some Iron angle, right? But, I guess you could run her end closer here. Majority of the time when you run Christmas Ogre end closer on long tracks to use straightaway spurt. So... I mean, it's not the, like, end... I mean, I'm doing it for CM8 anyways. You're trying with the Condor's Fury inherit? Yeah, Condor's Fury seems interesting. Yeah, I think it has to be delayed by 1 second, right? Because it's a... Condor's Fury. It's a 2.4 second ult. So in order to like fully clip it, you have to... It has to be delayed by like a second, I think. Which is awkward on pace, I feel. But I feel like on end and late, you might be able to get away with it. Does late surgers need 2 gold recoveries for the cup? No, it's a 2,000 meter. Like, at most, you would grab 1 gold recovery if you're scared of murmur procs. Like, if you're not... I think if you're running fronts, you just ignore recovery skills and just assume that murmurs won't proc, because you should be able to, like, stretch out the... Maybe only on a runaway, but you should be able to stretch out, like, everything to basically stop it. But you only have 12 hours to build one. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did for... That's what I did for this Ogre. I don't think it's the end of the world. Like this... I guess I had more time than 12 hours to build this Ogre. But, I mean... there's a chance that she releases during the CM, so I might as well build it. Otherwise, I'm running... I mean, I'm going to build, like, other Umas. Like, I'm gonna build a Pace Maru and probably Pace Condor. I don't really like Late Surger Condor. It's the Asmara situation again. I mean, they've done this, like, I mean, they literally released a new scenario in the middle of a CM. But there's a pretty high chance, right? Like, I have it estimated for the 3rd. There's also a chance that it doesn't. Like, if come 31st, I see that Ogre Christmas doesn't release, it's whatever. No Taiki? I think Taiki's boring. Taiki also isn't that strong. Like, I mean, yes, obviously shooting hits at a really good spot, but being third or fourth is kind of hard. I mean, I had troubles with it in the miles, but I don't know how. I mean, it's once again like how much will Global build front runners? But Taiki, I think, is a little harder on this track because she has no mid race, right? Like your two golds only work on miles, so you have to get a lot of mid race from stuff that isn't your potential skills. Yeah, you can't inherit it. Don't inherit it. Wait, no. Shooting works as an inherit. Sorry, what? Shooting works as an inherit. I'm getting shooting on all my Umas. You can inherit. You can't inherit redshift. Do not inherit redshift. Redshift only works on Marzensky. But yeah, Taiki, I think it's just like she was very strong. Well, not very strong, but she was stronger in the miles because she has two mid-race golds, and like you were able to. I mean, two additional mid-race skills on top of everything is just a lot stronger than somebody who only has whites. But without these two golds, I think other pacers have a better chance at like beating her out. I haven't fully decided though, because I don't really want to. I hate doing parent runs on Ryan. Ryan like actually makes me so annoyed during parent runs. But lates, I don't know. Lates feel really weak. I guess I could borrow Nice Nature Wit and throw on your left. That's so expensive. Murmur does not need vision. It's All Seeing Eyes that needs it. Dominator also doesn't need vision. All Seeing Eyes is the only gold. Okay, well, there's Murmur and Dominator. They don't need vision. All Seeing Eyes is only in the late race, and that one needs vision. So the only reason why you would grab late servitor Savvy for like the field of view increase is for All Seeing Eyes. Suzu another front. I definitely think Suzu OG Maru, I think, is probably like one of the stronger comps. Like Suzu and front runner, the original Maru, since you can always get value from her redshift. Yeah, late searchers are always gamble, which is why I just don't really like the position that they're put in. But if you hit, if you hit it, it goes like it's really strong, right? I think it's just like I might be spread too thin on I might be spread too thin on SP since I have to pick up 3 recovery skills and stuff. Question marks? Just throw in a Dominator, man. I don't even think I want head-on I think is too. I think head-on's too weak for this. A good Taishin late? Yeah, I think Taishin late is probably stronger than Encloser. Since you don't need Sleeping Lion or Encroaching Shadow. I think if you make it 200 meters without being at your top speed, like I think you already lost. Yeah, Taishin late I think is stronger than Taishin end. But I don't think she's that strong. Like, yeah, you get the speed carryover. I mean, if you hit Iron into whatever other Excel, then it's good. I should flash get triple dom with all no stopping. It's a little awkward, right? Because I think like Dominator hits at a random time in the second phase when you're 6 or below. I mean, I guess if you like one of them hits no stopping me and the other two don't, and then those two support your late surge that hit no stopping me. Sure. Yeah, I think it's hard to. It's a gambling ult, right? Like we all spread out here. There is 100 meters after the final corner spread out that like you could just be flung to Narnia. But I mean, obviously, I think on the late surger though, it might be worth like at late surger to end closers. I think it's worth picking up because there's really nothing else you can do. Yeah, no, I think you'll always lose duty of dignity calls to a runaway if you're not running front runner. Rebuilding dominators, it's worth using some SP on no stopping me. If you're building a hybrid, sure. It's just like, it's just you have to all in on gambling because Dominator is already 300 SP. No stopping me is like another 300 SP. A third of your SP is being used on Dominator, no stopping me. Like you don't really have that much breathing room for anything else in there. But I think if you are running that, like if you are running hybrids, like you kind of have to gamble on it, since like you have to be late surger and closer for Dominator to work anyways. So you might as well just start gambling because I think that's the only thing late ends have. It's gambling into Let's spawn some iron. You're trying to hit no stopping me off a Dominator. Yeah, it's too gambly for me to recommend, but like, yeah, I'll never recommend no stopping me if it's before, if like the final corner is before the middle leg, and I'll never recommend on your left on a medium and long track. But if you want to gamble, they're always going to be an option. I just don't really believe in it. Yeah, Suzu seems just really good. Like, this corner being... Like, the fact that Unrestrained can hit from, like, what, 270 to... probably around, like, 1400. Like, those 200 meters where Unrestrained can hit. It's like a 60% decent proc rate. You like Rising Dragon? It's just really awkward to build around... Like, it's really awkward to build around, speed carryover as a late surger when your only excel is... Let's pump some iron. But I think it's... I mean, it's fine. Late Surger McQueen is definitely a meme on this course. I don't think you'll ever see Duty of Dignity calls go off. I think I think losing your, like, running an Uma without a unique is just pretty weak. Yeah, you can hit like 6 speed skills before this corner, but without an excel, I don't think you can catch up to the fronts. Late McQueen, Haru sacrifice. Maybe. And if you're all in on McQueen, you could run one Dominator and a Haru to activate duty. Yeah, it seems like Suzu's been very strong in room matches. My whole team comp is attempting to figure out what I can do to catch up to a runaway. But I feel like if they proc Unrestrained, like, you can't really do anything unless you hit their stam. Loses to any front. Well, the whole point of Haru isn't to pace down the lobby, it's to guarantee that you can activate Duty of Dignity calls. Like, that's... Pace down Haru, like, is pretty much dead, but it'll always work to try to enable Duty of Dignity calls. Because Haru would be so far back that essentially the whole pack following the front runner will be top 30%. Unless the runaway is quite literally like 10 lengths ahead. But like Haru McQueen is a different idea than pace down front Haru. Oh, this never beats the Suzumaru comp. Yeah. I mean, you just have to gamble, I think. Like, I don't think Pace Maru ever beats it. I think Pace Maru is strong in like weaker lobbies. But just... I think I might have to run Ogre on late Surger just to have the iron gamble. It depends on how well the Suzu rolls the wit. Yeah, McQueen has been a lot stronger than I thought she would be. But I guess it's because she's front running. Late Ogre's been pretty good. Yeah, I mean T-Pulse is always a scam. I want to do it on Christmas Ogre. It's just awkward on late Surger because, you know, if you hit it off of 777s, it's but right here. And then like you just lose. You just have so much. I mean, you have 100 meters at I think it's like 4 seconds. You have 4 seconds of 0.35 target speed increase, which is like half a length. I'm just worried that like there's no point in grabbing iron because I'm gonna clip out of 6th place. But I guess if I'm running Pace Maru, like it's better to spread out to late Surger, Christmas Ogre. Is there any chance Top Gun is good? I mean, I think Top Gun has a chance on basically every CM just because of the potential of Fast Learner. I think it's just awkward that her stat bonuses are really bad. But you could just go for the no stopping me gamble on... What would you even run her? But I think like the fact that you can get Fast Learner, like 10% SP is... I mean, you would have to run like a pretty race heavy deck, but on average on a race heavy deck you get like what, 1600 to 1800, so it's like an additional white skill. Probably Pace. Yeah, I guess you are kind of all in on her unique. And then you can grab Head On. Head On, her unique. I don't know, her unique is just so bad. Well, not bad, but it's just so inconsistent. 1800, yeah. I think 1600 is if you do nothing, and it's like around 1800 for if you do like the... Usually like it's like the Japan Cup is good. I guess you could do one like after Inspiration. Running Late King Pace Rice. I mean, I just wish you luck. Just, I think at that point, you're better off, like, doing a magical ritual that you won't face a sweat Suzu in the finals round. Hopeless Stakes in the Japan Cup. Yeah, I usually do the Japan Cup. Some runs I do the Hopeless Stakes on some Umas. I think, like, Gold Chip already does it, so I've been thinking about it. Tomorrow's Cafe. I'm excited to see room matches with cafes. Like, she has a lot of potential. I just think for a long track, without daring attack, it's a little awkward because you have to run her late surger on without daring attack because it's really hard to push up to 6 as an end closer. I think she's going to be a lot stronger on the next long track. Because you're kind of forced into late surger, right? Relax is useless. I guess you can buy a Stamp Siphon. Yeah, I guess if you're in a room with a whole bunch of end closers, you can try to push up to 6. But it's like... I think it's hard. How many speed cards do I use for my Libra aces? 3 to 2, or 3 to 4 is what I meant to say. Except Super Creek. Super Creek I used 2. Because I had whip cards. I guess it was that better showing of the stats that... Like, I used 2, 3 on Super Creek. Everything else... I went to 3 here. And then I went to 4 here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if you have enough time to build her as an end closer. Because you need so much mid-game in order to push up to 6. Like, consistently to push up to 6 to activate this one. And then late surgers have the problem where there's just no one in front of you. Like, playing as a late surger, you just enable the end closer. I guess the goal is that somebody hits no stopping. It's awkward because it's like if an end closer hits no stopping me off of you and then goes in front of you and then you hit no stopping me off of them, you'll just never have more top speed than them unless they don't have max speed. You'll never have more top speed than them. Like even if you activate your no stopping me like half a second later, they'll just always have more top speed than you. Long skills for free. Yeah. She does have that buff, right, where she only has 2 A aptitudes. I do think end closer cafe is better than late. Like, I think late surgers just suck. Like, your goal is probably just to run end closer. Maybe buy, like... Stamp Siphon's really expensive, but, like, Stamp Siphon, Swinging Maestro. Run, like, a 4-1 split. I don't know how you would get power on her. I guess 4-1 split, inherit pure power. You could probably hit a stat line like this. Assuming that you have, like, a decent deck. Yeah, because straightaway spurt into no stopping me is just infinitely better than anything else, unless you're doing a runaway strat. What else is releasing? I feel so empty without a event going on. What's a reliable acceleration skills for Scorpio? I mean, the ones that you should be trying to use is probably angling for fronts, shooting for pace, iron for late. You can gamble with Condor's Fury, right? Condor's Fury, if you overtake someone a second after the final corner starts, you can use a little bit of the acceleration. Not that much though. But yeah, it's probably just angling, shooting. Let's hunt some iron for front pace end, or sorry, front pace late slash end. Redshift and what is Dober's this unique called? Oh, bad. Moving past and beyond. I'm never gonna remember that. Pump into shooting for victory for late. Yeah, that's fine. It's very similar to like the Very similar to like the pump into redshift. You can grab shooting for victory on end closers and late surgers. Moving past. Yeah, but don't inherit this one or Maru's. They don't really work. Unless you're trying to do like a late surger end closer thing where you go 6th into 5th. I guess technically, yeah, like an end closer can do iron into redshift into shooting for victory. Because you're on the assumption that you'll never go into 5th place and hit 3 excels. Or have 3 excels for the late race off of iron. I think it's just kind of hard to try to push up into iron. If hit iron is late, by the time you get into 4th, it's too late. Yeah, I think so too, but it just depends on how many people bring pace chasers and how many people bring front runners. Like, fronts are really strong, it's just I don't know how much you'll actually see in the CM. But that is something to keep in mind, right? That's like, I don't think you're going to be able to close the... In 33 meters off of an iron proc, I don't think you're closing in 2 places. Will Christmas Ogre be out? There's a chance that she releases in the middle of the CM. There's like a small chance that she... Well, not a small chance. There's a chance that she just releases in the middle of the CM. Won't Dober be out? Yeah, but I mean, I just said it. Like, her inherit just doesn't work. You can run her as an ace. I don't have Dober here. Like, you can run her as an ace. All the skills are annoying. Hold up. But like, it's the same situation as redshift, where if you inherit it, it's gonna end here. Like, you're not gonna use any of the acceleration from the inherit. But I don't think she's that strong on this track. She's stronger on like 2200s. You're retiring from the front lines. But think of the League of Heroes. Think of the other PvP event. Building Dover as pace and inheriting shooting for victory, so you'll always have an excel. Yeah, I definitely think it's very pace front heavy, strength wise. I just think global is probably going to be more like, I feel like the regular CMs will probably build more pace chasers than front runners. I think I'm gonna build a pace Pasa. So I think the idea right now is to build Marzensky and Fantasy Pasa, and then replace Fantasy Pasa with Ogre. But I guess if I'm gonna build Ogre as a late surger, I might as well make the late surger parents for Fantasy Pasa. I don't know, I think I like Pace Pasa more than Fantasy Pasa. I feel like lates just cannot catch up to a runaway or like a front runner, and it's like on pace just has a better time beating jobbers and actually beating front runners, like strong front runners. I'm doing pace. I think I'm gonna do pace Maru, pace Pasa, and then doing late surger Ogre because I think it's stronger. Am I making? Yeah, I am making pace Maru again. I have a decent, not decent, but I have, it's one of these. Let me see. Pace. Yeah, I have this one that I was thinking about using. Where ramp up, corner adept, tail held high. The pace and stam. Putting this on one grandparent, and then I think I need 2 more. And then an actual Taiki with the 2. Is Runaway Ace viable for Scorpio? I think she's the strongest Uma for CM7. I think Runaway is the strongest. Unless it's so popular that... Unless it's so popular that people... Like, you run into another one and you die. But I don't think that many people own Runaways. I think Runaway is, like, good when everyone has access to Twin Turbo to, like, counter it. But, like, you can get these skills for pretty... Like, you can get these skills free, right? This thing's also, what, left-handed? You can buy left-handed, buy Groundworks. Like, just off of this combo, like, this is pretty much guaranteed. Oh, I mean, you have to inherit Groundworks or run, I don't know, like, Smart Falcon if you were too lazy to build your parents. Like, a setup like this is just already strong enough. Why is Runaway Suzuka good on this one, but not the recent Mile CM? Because Unrestrained has like a 60% window where if it hits, you win the game. Oh yeah, and Angling, sorry, my bad. I would say that Suzuka's angling window for CM, or whatever the Mile CM was, CM5, the window was like 30%. Like 30% of the time, you had a chance of winning. With this CM, you have like... Also, you have taking the lead. Taking the lead is so important for Suzuka. Which I think is like why people are like, oh, why is my Suzuka so weak? It's because you didn't have taking the lead on it. Your Runaway takes like literally like 8 seconds to accelerate to their top speed. Which is like the strength of a Runaway, right? Like the whole strength is being able to use this top speed or in the opening leg in order to, well, run away. With only Groundworks, you were never able to hit your top speed for that long. But when you have both taking the lead and Groundworks, it's a lot stronger. Oh wait, hold up. I hate how the Emulator doesn't consider taking the lead as a activator for Groundworks. What is that, wet conditions? Right? Like, if we compare these two Suzukas that have nothing except one of them doesn't have, like this is... Huh? It's because I have width variance on. Like, this area right here is like 2 lengths, right? Because you don't have Groundworks. Like, your top speed is delayed for 2 seconds. But now that you have an easy way of getting taken the lead and Groundworks, and Unrestrained's window is so much better here at the end, you should be able to... Like, she is a lot stronger. How much stam does she need? What are people running? 750? 800? I actually don't know what the stam is for it. I haven't done that much testing. Everything out of my mouth right now has realistically just been, like, theory crafting, but I think I have a pretty good understanding of the game. And it's backed up by some people. I know a lot of people are complaining about Suzuka right now. Is it 800? Are people running 800 no gold? What are people running on Suzu? When it's solo Suzu, you shouldn't really be trying to prep your stamina for spot struggle. I guess if it's like super popular, you might need it. 800? Okay, it is 800. Emulator... Oh, it's because I don't have width variance on. It's because there's a downhill here, and if you roll a really good width roll on this downhill, you save quite a lot of stamina that you can get away with like around 800. I don't even think you need... Has 847. Oh, 850 might be a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, 850 is what I would run, but that's kind of hard to hit. They do not like... Okay, the simulator does not like 850. How much power weight are you aiming for? Probably like 800. I think 800 is a good thing to aim for. Obviously higher is better. But I think you can try to get 1200, 850, 800, 800. Oh, right, I have 2 front runners, so they're spot struggling here. That's funny. Alright, let me change you to front runner. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I think you can get away with. I think I've seen 800s work. That would make sense. Yeah, I don't think you should try to live like if what is it 500 like bringing rice shower power for what's it called? Like bringing swinging maestro to attempt to live it seems just like too much SP. I don't even think swinging maestro lets you live. Yeah, barely. I think you would have to get a little bit more stam, like 900 stam, to live a spot struggle. I think you just have to assume that. Well, actually, I think rather than spending 300 SP on swinging maestro, you should spend 300 SP on the prudent dodging danger combo to try to never enter spot struggle in the first place. But I would say like this is like a minimum, right? You don't need white conditions. I would say angling, runaway, left-handed, taking the lead, unrestrained groundworks is like the bare minimum that I would try to run Suzu on. Yeah, you do kind of just lose if you meet another runaway, but you lose essentially 400 SP. Like you would probably need swinging maestro and like, is there even an inherit recovery for front runners? No, right? There's no 3.5. Like, I don't think a white saves you. So you would need swinging and, like, I don't know, like 70 more stam to live a spot struggle. Which just seems very, like, annoying to try to deal with. What would I consider a good survival rate on the sim? I think spurt rate's a little bit more important. Like, I think 90% survival rate's fine. And, like, a spurt rate of 96 or higher. Oh yeah, like also like if you're running a runaway, just run 2 other aces, right? Like at least you also stop the other runaway. Like if there's 2 good runaways and they both survive spot struggle, it's a coin flip on who wins unrestrained. So you would rather just kill them there and then like have your other aces win. I don't think well, I mean if you have nothing better then yeah, I think front runner Maru is better. OG Maru is better. Because you will never get angling. Even if the Suzus die, they still deny angling and scheming. So you have no acceleration as a front runner. Which is why the original outfit for Maru is stronger, because Red Shift can activate in top 5. You feel like Suzuka Parks Maestro too early? Does it activate on this corner? Does it activate on the second corner? Really? I haven't done any testing from here, so I actually don't know where it procs. Also, I wasn't planning on grabbing Swinging Maestro. Does anyone have Swinging Maestro? Do you know if it activates on the second corner? What is it? It's 200. You probably use about 200 HP divided by. No, you should use. Yeah, I think you use like 7% of your HP at 200. This is 10% of the race. You use about 7%. I think a Swinging Maestro proc is fully effective. It does proc on the first corner though. Yeah. Okay. I think it's. Yeah, you should get the full value from it. You might lose like 0.5%, maybe, if you have like 700 stam. But it's 10%. It's 5% of the race here. And this is 7.7%. But this is also a runaway, so yeah, you might lose like maybe 0.5% at most at the 200 meter mark, 5% of the race in. Yeah, the stamina requirement is very low. Like, if you have a lot of wit, you kind of just gamble without any recoveries, right? Besides, like, it's only, like, nice nature that you have to be wary of. That could kill you. It's the same window as Common Collected. Yeah, I think you lose probably more. Now, Common Collected is at 167. It's like 40 meters after. I think on like a non-runaway, you probably lose like 1% or 2. But I think on an actual runaway, or on Suzu swinging, you lose like 1%, 0.5% to 1%. Yeah, I mean, Murmur had like a 30% proc rate in the last medium we had. I don't know how many people are bringing late surgers to actually get blocked. But they're always real. I mean, if you're worried about it, then you can bring a recovery skill. I think to live a Murmur proc, like, you basically want a gold recovery skill. I think building enough stam to tank a 3% is a lot harder than just buying the recovery skill. Because to tank a 3%, you probably need like another 100 stam, right? Or you can just grab Pure Heart, Superior Healing to you can grab one of those two to tank it, because it restores 3.5, Murmur hits for 3%. Late surgers get flung to Narnia. I don't think Taiki is that big of a problem. I think this Suzuka is a terrorist. Yeah, Pure Heart should be fine. It's a like if you have, I think if you have like 750 to 800 stam, and then you can just use the recovery skill to tank the Murmur hit. Taiki is overkill on Excel. Well, no, it's just that like getting delayed is really, really bad, right? Like it's entirely dependent on how many frontrunners there are, but 3rd to 4th is a pretty small window for your entire ult when you have no mid-race skills in your potential. Like when you're running with 0 potential skills, like it's really hard to push up to 3rd and 4th. Just because the potential of like every other, like, of someone inheriting your unique and being able to use it is a lot better. Pace Pasta has been stronger? Yeah, I think I like Pace Pasta over Late Pasta. I don't really, like, I saw a video on somebody hitting, like, Conjur's Fury into Let's Pump Some Iron into shooting. I just think that's overkill. Like, I think Pace Pasta is just significantly stronger. Do you inherit full stam sparks for Runaway? I know there's a lot of people in my Discord that have already built Suzukas. Yeah, you probably want to inherit like at least 12. I think 2 of them could probably not be stam. You probably want like about 12 stars. I think it's full stam. You go full stam, run 3 wit, 2 speed, Rico. You could probably drop Rico for a power card, honestly, if you aren't on like borrow runs. If you can do a lot of, if you can tank the variance of not running Rico, probably running like a power card has more potential. Man, I don't think you can hit, because like off of just Rico. Let me see. Where's it? Like off of just Rico, you can probably get to like 700, right? Like you'd have to get another 100 from your inheritances. This was with the zero stam inheritances. I think if you had like 18 stars of stamina, you could straight up drop Rico for a power card and get the like 30 power you get from there. Double Dumb. It depends on how popular Suzu or frontrunners in general are. Because if it's a pace promoted lobby, murmurs hit. If it's a frontrunner lobby, murmurs don't hit. Or murmurs hit really inconsistent and Double Dumb's better. I just don't really like solo ace, but I would say Double Dumb is better than Nice Nature and Dom. Keep Double Dumb out of the meta. But how else do you stop this? Like, if there's a runaway in your lobby, I don't think you can rely on a murmur proc. Or maybe you pray that someone's running double dom and there's 3 dominators on end closure and you're Nice Nature. And you hit murmur off of a dominator instead. You think it's always better to run triple ace? I don't know, like, when everybody has a loaded gun of a length loss from Dominator and you do not have that gun, it feels really bad to lose by like that length. Like, because if everyone hits Dominator, then everyone just runs slower. But if you're the only one not running Dominator, you just get hit by a length lead loss. I think if you're running Suzu, you do not care about a Dominator hit though. But I think if you're like not running Suzu, not having a gun feels really bad. Like when you load in and both your opponents have a Dominator and you don't, like you just know you're gonna tank a length lead loss. You lose win rate from running debuffers. I mean, yeah, you're on 2 aces. I think double dom is useless. One is bound to get into Excel that gains more than. I mean, it's 2 aces versus 3 aces. That's what I'm comparing it to. I just think that, like, if you're... I have to check. I mean, I haven't seen what data you're using, but that wouldn't... I mean, I guess if you had like 3 super strong aces, sure. Or like you were running front runners. Like, I think front runners don't need dominators. But if the data is like comparing somebody running Nice Natures to like somebody running triple like actually good aces, then it wouldn't make sense to me. What makes Suzu better? You actually have a win condition. You have a win condition and you have taken the lead. I don't like Suzu was really bad for the mile. I mean, I'm never an advocate for solo ace. I think solo ace is stupid. I don't think you will ever have, like, you just don't have enough wit to, like, as soon as you're on solo ace and you're down to like wit checks, then you're just capping out your win rate on solo ace. You might as well run 3 optimal aces and have 1 hit. I mean, sure, like if you had like the 3 meta aces and you're running 3 meta aces, yes, that is stronger. But it's like if you're trying to, like, I'm advocating for Dominator as well, because if you're trying to run something that isn't strong, like a Dominator is realistically your only gap closer, right? Like obviously if you're running like Suzu OG Maru, you probably don't need a Dominator because you're running the 2 strongest Umas on the track. But I think a lot of people aren't running like the most meta Uma. Like if you're running 3 B tier Umas, I think a Dominator helps your B tier Umas more than a 3rd B tier Uma. Is it a pace cup? No, it should just be Suzu. It's like Suzu OG Maru, I think, is the strongest. I was pretty much on the wave of Suzu. I knew OG Maru was good. I just wasn't expecting her to be that strong as a front runner in combination with Suzu. I didn't look up for it. I mean, Dominator, yeah, like you have to look at Dominator as like giving a B tier Uma a 1 length lead. Or 1 play like attempt to catch up. But like yeah, like sure, if you had 3 like A to S tier Umas, if you're running like the 3 strongest Umas on the track, it would be stronger than running a Dominator. I think we're just like, I don't think like the thing we're arguing is like black and white, right? Like you're advocating for running 3 super strong Umas, and I'm just saying that, you know, at like a low, if you're not running the meta stuff, Dominator is just a gun that you're able to use. Nah, I don't think you need no stopping me. Like, I mean, I guess Suzus can die, but Suzus die, like if Suzus get into spot struggle, I think you die around like the 1700 mark. Like you'll die out after top acceleration. Yeah, I don't think like either of us are wrong. Like I think you're correct in the sense that if you're running the strongest Umas, then yeah, you don't realistically need a debuffer. How do you deal with spot struggle? You ignore it and pray it doesn't happen. But that's why like the combo is Suzu into Marzensky, because Marzensky's red shift allows you to activate at a top 4. And then, I guess you don't even buy angling, right? What do you buy? Do you buy shooting? Is that troll? 3rd place, you run 2 front runners. If you're running Suzu and you run 2 other front runners and one of them has shooting, or both of them have shooting, is that troll? Left-handed. What is this fall runner? White conditions. Like I think these 2 are a good combo. Not troll. Yeah, I feel like you could run 2 fronts runaway and then have your other 2 fronts own shooting for 3rd place. And OG Mara's good because red shift you always get the acceleration even if you're not in 1st place, because the Silent Suzuka will cover it. I do think that is the strongest comp, like the runaway into double front. But you can probably just also get away with shooting's awkward, I think, as well, because you could lose positioning to, like, somebody could bring Summer Marzensky and, you know, have 1 up on you for mid-race. Okay, we've been listening to Brave a little too long. Kind of getting to me. I think you can lose positioning to something like OG Maru, or sorry, Summer Maru, or I guess it's just Summer Maru. I don't know, maybe somebody runs a Bakshin. Is the original Maru better? I think the original Maru is better than the Summer one if there's a runaway in your lobby. Because Summer Maru's only acceleration, I mean, Frontrunner's only acceleration is angling and scheming and unrestrained. Like, these 2 are your only accelerations that you own, and they both require you to be in 1st. And you'll never take this from a runaway. Which is why original Maru being able to use this acceleration, even though it is weaker than angling, being able to use this acceleration when you're not in first is pretty important. But if there isn't a runaway, then Summer Maru would be better because you have a better chance of taking first. Or if your runaway is super weak, like if your runaway doesn't have taking the lead in groundworks or like fails the wit check on these, then and you can overtake them in the mid race, then Summer Maru also works. I just think like if you're thinking about, I mean, at that point, like if there's a runaway that is so weak that you overtake them as a front runner, but essentially there was no front runaways in the game in the first place, right? Once we get more runaways in the game, is it viable to run double runaway and force spot struggle yourself while building to survive it? I think it works. There's like it's a little hard, just because everyone else gets access to more stuff, but it is a viable strategy. Like I know that it's usually only done in medium tracks, mainly because summer special week, or sorry, not special week. Summer Silent Suzuka is pretty strong on medium tracks because her unique is catered to medium tracks. But this is like running double runaway with Summer Silent Suzuka was a viable strategy for some medium tracks when she released. But yeah, I think runaway is also in an awkward spot during the third scenario, which is why I think this CM is so interesting to me, because the 2,000 meters to the 2,200 meters are like Christmas Ogre's strongest tracks, but the reason why she's so strong on 2,000 meters to 2,200 meters is because you don't have access to runaway during the third scenario. So you can't, like, when you're doing the third scenario, when you're doing Mant, the special event to obtain runaway is disabled. So the only way to make a runaway is to go back to Aoharu. Which is why Christmas Ogre was so strong during like the third scenario for the medium tracks. So I think this is like a really interesting. That's why it's like I'm kind of lost on how to build Christmas Ogre to beat a runaway, because this scenario has just never really popped up. Because like once we get to the fourth scenario, then there's just more stats. There's like being constrained by the stats of Aoharu while Suzu having access to runaway is a very interesting meta. Well, I guess also Christmas Ogre releasing. Christmas Ogre also just didn't release during the CM, so I guess that's another thing. Right? That's an interesting, because I think Christmas Ogre released right after this scenario ended, or not, sorry, this CM ended. Oh no, it might have released it midway through. The 22nd. Started on the 22nd. They released on the 28th. Might have released like right when finals ended. Another cram run? Yeah, I think that's going to be a trend. Actually, I wonder if... What do I have? I have the third scenario for March 3rd. March 3rd. This is the last one. Okay, so 4 days after this is the 28th. You guys think Mant will release during the Dirt Mile? Do you think fine? You think they'll release the third scenario during the mile? Because if we add 4 days to this, right? Because it takes 4 days for registration. Then final or the CM would be the first, the second, the third, and the fourth, and then finals registration would be on the fifth. And if I'm predicting that it comes out on the third, it would mean that round two and the finals would be during the third scenario. Do I cram a Haru in Mant to try to stat check my way through the Aquarius Cup? That might also be another cram session if it happens. Why not? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I hate the precedent of like Summer Mario releasing during the CM, our Haru releasing during the CM, because you just have to always now be mindful of like, oh yeah, like this will just release for finals. Yeah, I am gearing my account to win that, right? Because I'm gonna get Fuku Kitaru speed and Haru New Year's, which will be stronger for that dirt mile. It's just Mant's kind of awkward on dirt runners. Like Mant, I think you're stronger off running, like augmenting somebody who can run mediums and longs into, like, I mean, you're just better off augmenting Summer Marzensky, Valentine's Mihailo Bourbon, or Ogre Cap into a dirt runner than uh, running an actual dirt runner. The dirt track fully in Mant. Um, I don't think so, right? Because Mant is these. I think Mant is these six. There's usually six. There's six per scenario. The medium track should be the start of the next one. Oh, are you talking about like there was a time where this one looked like it was fully in it? I see. In the future, Dirt is just Ricky. Yeah. Um, Ricky is pretty meta on Dirt. Which is why I have it highlighted. It's really awkward for me to recommend it though, because it's like, I mean, sure, you can win the dirt tracks, right? After Ricky releases. It's like once a year they'll do a dirt track. So I'm like pretty iffy on, I mean, I have it highlighted because it is the meta, but like there's not even enough dirt tracks to make up how much you spend on it. Like there's just literally 3 dirt CMs after her release. Oh no, she comes out. Does she come? No, she comes out for the medium, right? Because that's her track. So there's one, two. No, there's still 3. Virgo, dirt. Yeah, there's 3 CMs that she'll be really strong on. From now until where the Japanese server is on. Yeah, it's pretty likely that Mant will release during this just because we already have the precedent for it. Precedent? Whatever. Haru winning the dirt. Yeah, I really hope I can get the Haru to work. Because I can get on your left. I mean, it's still gambling at the end of the day, though, right? On your left, Furious Feet. Whatever. But if Mant releases during it, I can have a lot more stats over other people. Yeah, this should be when 5 borrows come. It was released with Fine Motion when they increased the borrows to 5. There's if you click on the notes, actually, I guess I can just bring it up since, I mean, I have access here. How do I... Can you not... Oh, that's kind of annoying. You can't copy and paste out of it? Or am I just... I don't know. Alright, this is the tweet for it. Um, there's a, there's also a post for it. Let me see if I can find it. I think I have it somewhere in here. Yeah, this one. Which says the same thing, essentially. That on 12/15, or December 15th, they increased the bars to 5. That's well, okay, it's not the exact date that Fine Motion comes out. It's 2 days after Fine Motion comes out, which I think is 2 days before the Arima Keenan CM starts. When CM8 starts, 2 days before CM8 starts. Hopefully, we'll have our bars increased to 5. But we've been following we've been basically following everything. I don't think there's been a thing that has happened on the Japanese server that didn't happen for us. Besides, like, them porting stuff earlier. Mile is just gambling at the end of the day. If they move Throne earlier, yeah, but like Throne's one of those where it's like, I mean, obviously it's super good, and like you would want your borrow slot to not be locked to it, but getting it max limit broken, because like you would never run this card under max limit break. That's not Throne. Okay, just run. Like you'd never run this card under max limit break. Right, like you really want that 10% race bonus. Like I think it's just better off if you lock your borrow slot to it. Why is Throne so good? The group cards go into something called like the Passion Zone, where for the next 4 turns, for the next 2 to 4 turns, any training facility it lands on, it will have the friendship bonus here. So it's essentially, especially in Mant, when you realistically only care about the summer trainings anyways, right? Because you're basically racing until the first summer, then training those 4 turns, and then racing until the 3rd summer, and then training from the 3rd summer beyond. And doing some light trainings between first summer and second summer. So early junior year. So the Mant playthrough guide is until your debut race, you're bringing up friendship. Then from the debut race till the first summer, you are racing every single race that you can without like obviously going like 5 in a row. And all of those are usually mile races. Like all the races between your debut race and the first summer are generally miles, which is why not having a mile aptitude really sucks for this scenario. Then on the first summer, you actually train because they're level 5 facilities. And then you do like 60% racing between the first summer and the second summer and 40% training. And then you once again train in summer, and then the end kind of like it depends how good your stats are and stuff. But Throne, group cards have something called the Passion Zone, where once the Passion Zone starts, for the next 2 to 4 turns, their friendship bonus will activate on any single facility you land on. So if you have Throne in your deck, and you can also it randomly happens, the Passion Zone randomly happens, but when you do I forgot which date. I think it's when you do the first date, I want to say. It's been a while since I used a group card. I think it's the first date. I think it's when you unlock, or it might be when you unlock the date and when you finish the dates, that they guarantee activate Passion Zone, but you save the guarantee to activation for summer, and then pray that they last 4 turns. So for 4 turns, you'll have a 35% rainbow on any training facility that they land on. And obviously you would want this to land on whatever cards you're running, like Speed, Wit, Guts, whatever you're running. Is that the same for a full race bonus deck? No, that is the full race bonus deck. blueprints. I only like say the full. I think to be competitive in CM, you have to have a high race bonus deck. I think not being able to run miles and running a weaker deck is just a completely different play style. 3 in a row is a good chance of getting a mood down. Yeah, but you don't care about the mood down because you can just feed your Uma like energy up, mood up stuff. But usually you don't go. Sometimes you can go 3 in a row if like you have a really bad training. But sometimes you just do 2 into a training. If you get Evo skills early, would it be a good idea to get Christmas Ogre? If you all you care about is winning CMs, then no, not really. Like she's not that strong. Yeah, 4 you definitely do. 3 is like fine. Well, I think skin conditions that are skin conditions is pretty rough. Well, it's really annoying to get rid of it. And that could spiral into a loss. But yeah, 3 like you don't really care about. So, sometimes like if you have good trainings, you could stall it out. It's not worth spending the points on healing skin conditions. But yeah, the stats is probably the stat loss is a lot worse. Actually, is there a stat loss in? No, there's a stat loss in consecutive races. No, there is the -30. Is Fuku speed mandatory for man? If you're doing a race bonus deck, kind of. The +30s help a lot on the early mile races, but like it's the same idea as like running any card that lowers the amount of RNG. Yeah, I would say like if you like don't have that many carrots and you can buy the ticket, you should wait until the first Annie to see if she's going to be if Evos are coming out. Because first Annie will definitely know if they're gonna like plan to introduce anything. And the only two like she's Christmas Ogre is only strong on this track and like A tier on the Arima Keenan. Like so you're losing out on like this track, which Suzu is probably stronger than Christmas Ogre, and you're losing out on the Arima Keenan, which is like she's pretty good, but not like, you know, a tier of her own. 777s for Arima Keenan? No, I mean 777 is fine, but you're using Christmas Ogre as a mid-race skill, I'd say. Arima Keenan, I think her best slot is end closer. Right? Because you have that what is this, 20 meters of a straight where you can hit straightaway spurt. And then you use her unique as a mid-race skill. I think her best bet is to just gamble on downhill recovery. Like if it activates late, you win the game. If it activates early, it's a mid-race skill that activates after, you know, that's as strong as Anchors Away. But the Remakin is really funny because of the 20-meter gap here of a straight that you can use straight away spurt on. I don't think she's like busted. 777s activates. How do I do the math for this? 2500 minus 800 is 1700. I guess it would activate like somewhere in the final leg. I think you'd rather activate it. You always want to activate her ult before than after, just so you're able to use the target speed increase. Because target speed increase into Excel is a lot stronger than Excel on its own. But I think you just gamble on After School Stroll and Ignite Stam. And she's still like one of the strongest end closers on the Arima Keenan. What else would be strong on the Arima Keenan? I think it's just another end closer thing, right? Is it not just straightaway spurt into no stopping me? Is the Arima Keenan not just gonna be straightaway spurt into no stopping me? Because like frontrunners can't even realistically cope with anything, right? I guess. I mean, runaway. Suzu's not that strong because unrestrained doesn't work. I guess you hit. I mean, you hit. It's only 30 meters, so frontrunners can work into this corner. Yeah, yeah. This is the CM after the medium track, the Scorpio track. Yeah, I mean, like fronts can win. It's just you once again, like you just don't have access to no stopping me, and straightaway spurt into no stopping me is just very strong on an end closer. Yeah, I think you're. I guess because you have. I think the best way is to just do like the Kitasen catapult, except on Saiyan Sky. Like have your Suzu explode and then let your Seihun Sky overtake. It's just the window for it is really short. Like I think you just get ran down by an end closer. Yeah, I definitely on this CM they'll probably because the final it's because it's 500 meters shorter. I think the actual frontrunner has a lot better. I mean, runaway Daiwa is strong too. Runaway front Daiwa. That's probably I guess that's probably the best catapult that we have right now. Runaway Daiwa is the runaway Kitasen catapults that we're missing. Is unrestrained? Okay, it's not that it's not. Well, I mean, yes, but unrestrained's entire condition is that it activates at a random time during the final corner. Yeah, yeah, the rocket. Sorry, it was called Kitasen catapult. The strategy for long tracks because Kitasen's unique is an excel for front runners on a straight. But unrestrained will activate from 1950 to 2200. Like you do not need excel here, right? This is just too late. It works here because you would want excel during the final corner. So anytime the final corner is like straddling the late race is when you want to be gambling on unrestrained. Because if it straddles the final leg like this, you get like a 50 to 60% window where your gamble on unrestrained is actually really good. Any track where that final corner doesn't straddle like that is really awkward. Like what was the well, I already have it. Hanshin 1600. Right, the Hanshin 1600, it wasn't realistically straddling it, right? Because it was only like this is like 20% over there. You want the final leg to be about halfway through when you're gambling on something like unrestrained. I don't know if there is a dirt track that I don't know if there is a dirt track where like it straddles it. Sorry, not dirt track, a mild track where it straddles it like that. What about the next medium? Hanshin 2200. Oh no, this one's really bad too. Yeah, I think it's like only the 2000 where it might be good. Is this the only 2000? Oh no, there's another Tokyo here. Oh wait, what about the medium dirt track? No, no. That's a really small corner. Yeah, it might be literally only this CM. uh, the Tokyo 2000, where it straddles it like this. I could be misremembering. I guess the Daiwa Rocket. Yeah, yeah. That's the one that I showed like last week. I don't think I have his Uma saved anymore. I think I cleaned up my testings because I was gonna plan to test for it, but it's really hard to test when I haven't even started my ace runs because I'm still in the Ignite Spirit Stam mines trying to get this skill. You got some good use off the Oka show. The Hanshin? That's an Hanshin, right? It's just like it works. It's just actually I guess because it's so short, right? The final corner is further back, so um, it's like a 40% activation rate. Do I usually have S rank stam, or do I have to RNG it? I'm running multiple stam cards because right now the goal is to get it on my legacies to loop it through inheritances rather than looping it through grabbing it from the scenario. If you're running the more the cards that you have, whenever you do an explosion in Aharu, if like you will always get more stats, or that specific card will always get more stats no matter where it explodes, pertaining to its type. So like if you're running like let's say 6 stam cards, anywhere they explode, you'll also get more stam than the other stats. So I just have like 3 stam cards in my deck right now. I have Super Creek, Cafe, and Top Gun. And like it's been fine. It's just like I've been losing some miles because I don't have that much speed. Well, there's team stats is based on your team stats, right? So like the big boost will there's a big boost to your team member, like the team member that you did the explosion on based on their supporter card type. Especially if you explode it on Stam. So like if you explode like a speed card on stamina, it doesn't get you that much stamina. Or it might be yeah, actually yeah. So like if you have 3 stam cards in your deck and you explode all 3 of those stam cards on your stamina training facility, like you get a lot more, just team stats for it. Which lowers the RNG a bit. Um, but I lose a lot of races on those runs. So which is why I just want it on my legacies, and I'll just cope on like what is it, like a 60% chance to get it from off the inheritances. I could probably get it up to like 70-ish. So like 7 out of 10 of my runs, I'll just inherit the skill for the 20% chance. And then go back to actually looping because I looping like actual skills for the CM. Hmm. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. I did go over. I went over a lot of this. I think the last time I talked about the CM. Besides, but now I have like a lot of reports that Suzu is strong. So it's a little less theory crafting and like more being able to see like some of the people who already built their aces, or at least like a test trial of the aces and how they're performing. I'll keep you guys updated if like people find more. Like obviously, if I get more information, I won't say like I solved CM7 already. Any must skill on this track? Uh, Definitely your acceleration skill. Like whatever position you're playing, you need an acceleration skill. Realistically, that's like the only must skill to have. I think it's just always like get as much mid race as you can, right? Play times over, slipstream, tail held high, things like that, and then like the medium corners. Like there's just a lot of skills that you can use, but what's most important is getting a. It's nothing like no stopping me. Like no stopping me was if you don't own it, you lose CM6. Does Umastan work on runaways? They don't work on front runners or runaways. Umastan, like the reason why it's good now is because it doesn't work. Sorry, it doesn't work until after 5 seconds. But if you have groundworks or taking the lead, no one's gonna be around you. Like unless there is 5 front runners and they all activate groundworks and taking the lead and they all have the exact same power, would a Umastan work? Which is why Umastan is a non-front skill. Because it checks after 5 seconds, do you have 3 people around you? Which usually is the non-fronts because they haven't entered pace down yet. I think Umastan is pretty good here. I mean, Umastan's always good. If there's ever actual fronts in your lobbies or a runaway in your lobbies, Umastan helps a lot for positioning. If you're on like a pace promoted lobby, then Umastan doesn't really help. And like that's just how that skill works. Okay. Also, another thing I did was I'm gonna like finally did more updates on this, so I do have the I think I'm always gonna keep up the current month schedule up here, and then I'll just be deleting things as they happen. But down here, like I have the January speculations, right, where we should be able to see just so like I'll just always have this up as well, just so you can see like things that like I don't have in my, or like a coalition of everything, of all the different things. I've realized that like this has been expanded quite a lot. So like, you know, events into like the banner, into like small things that I think are important. What else is here? Oh, yeah, I guess main story is another like tag I have. Yeah, this is like like putting in together all the events and banners and stuff into one thing for the month, just so you can like see the speculation before the banner releases or the schedule thing drops. Does my 700 Stam Libra Creek die? Yeah, if she gets rushed, she dies. I have 900 Stam now on my new Super Creek, so that one's fine. I think 900 was overkill. I had a double explosion, I think, on the final training that I really wish went to speed instead. I think 850 was fine with going off of pure heart and swinging. 909 is a little too much. But I had 0 speed trainings on the final turn and a double stam explosion, so I just took the double stam. Uh, 850, yeah, I think with pure heart and swinging. I think 850 is fine. But the other one I had, which I think I glued, I just realized. The other one I had was dying. I mean, I think even this one would die if I put it on the long track. Like 700 is way too low. I think 850 is what I'd be happy with. Yeah, 2 speed, 3 wit, 1 Rico. Obviously, if I had like fine motion, it'd probably be stronger here. I was debating on dropping I think Marvelous Sunday for the welfare card, right? Where is it? Put it over. Just off of the extra wit recovery. Actually, it's not that bad. 30 friendship. Maybe it was stronger than Marv Sunday. 35%, 35 specialty priority feels really bad, but Marv Sunday doesn't even have that much, right? 50? Never mind. That's a lot more. I don't know. I was debating between those two. There's only one banner. Oh, I guess there's a new one coming out tomorrow. Five Motion's also 35. Yeah, but Five Motion also has a disgusting friendship bonus explosion. Which is, I think, why it's so strong. Or why I would rate it so high, you know? I don't think I've ever gotten something off of these pulls. Like 37% explosion is just very strong. Who should your third wit be after Tachyon? And Fuku? If you don't have Sunday. Do you have Daiwa Scarlet? Daiwa Scarlet's pretty decent. Yeah, if you have Daiwa Max Limit Broken, she's pretty strong. That's what I was running. Just mainly because like the 50 specialty priority is pretty good. 30 friendship bonus. Like she gives a pretty decent explosion. Daiwa over the... Daiwa is just really good because she comes with so much friendship gauge. Which allows you to like quickly... Like she comes with 40 friendship gauge. So you can start using her wit recovery, you know, 2-3 turns earlier. When she's actually on wit. Which is why I value her. Like, training effectiveness is good, but when you're running 3 wit cards, like, you don't really want them to roam, you're just using them as the recovery. If you get a double rainbow on wit, it's... What is it? 13 energy back? Like, half a recovery and training wit. So, especially when it's like, okay, it's half a training... Or, sorry, it's half a rest... Or not rest. What's 13? It's half a training, yes. Half a training. You know, Unity training is good on it because it doesn't use energy like the other trainings do. I think the scenario is just a lot more fun. Or not a lot more fun, but a lot easier to stomach when you're able to generate the balls on wit rather than resting every 2 turns because the Unity saps you of like an additional 10 HP. That's why like the wit decks tend to do a lot better in terms of like stat spread. Because you're just spending less time resting, right? And you're spending more time generating fireballs to explode. Alright, pretty short stream today. I think I'm going to end it here. I'm going to stream for the next 2 days. I work from Wednesday to... Or not work. Oh, so I work all 3 days. I work 5 days a week. But on Wednesday through Saturday, sometimes I have additional stuff to do, which is why I haven't been streaming. So I will stream Monday and Tuesday. The CM starts on Friday, I believe. Like, round 1 starts on Friday. So I think round 1, I had to stream at night during server admin hours. I'll definitely have the full schedule out later. Day 2, like the Saturday for me, I won't know until a little bit later. Whether or not I can stream on CM start. But I do want to start streaming on CM start just because playing, especially on the long track, I really want to face like actual teams. Just so I'm not watching something for, you know, a minute and being like, oh, they never had a chance because they don't have the stats for it. I'll have the schedule out for the CM sometime soon, but I will stream the next 2 days. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching today. Ask any questions on Discord. For CM7, all I really have is theory crafting stuff. I think there's now a lot of people in the Discord, at least the CM group, who are working on the CM7 aces. So maybe you can look through there to see like what their view on the practice rooms right now have been. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys all for watching. I will catch you guys all later. Bye bye.